Excuse me, my sister, when me holiday. I don't know. I said, my brother, when me holiday. I don't know. Me, I know. Me, I know. Say you don't know. Me, I know. I know when me holiday. I know when me holiday. Now this is the one I know holiday. I know when me holiday. That trouble is in me holiday. I know when me holiday. That is not the jealous of me holiday. I know when me holiday. That power be known at me holiday. I know when me holiday. That all way that me holiday. Me I know, say you don't know. Me I know when me holiday. Now this is the word I got holiday. Excuse me, my sister, when me holiday. I don't know. I said, my brother, when me holiday. I don't know. Me, I know. Say you don't know. Me, I know when me holiday. I know when me holiday. Now this is the one I know holiday. I know when me holiday.
All right, Mr. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. First of all, let me say happy New Year to all of you. It's great to be back. We just carry on a test transmission after the long break, holiday break in Liberia. Trying to test the equipment. Usman, all the way there from Conakry. Thank you. Welcome, Usman. And so, hopefully, But tomorrow in the afternoon, we'll be here, starting up with the Max K talk show. Well, we're carrying the test today, this afternoon, this time around. You can join me as well if you want to join me live. You can call. I'm on Bit and Pieces. I'm not going to be talking about something, just one thing in particular, but I'll be jumping here and there. Haifa, how are you? How are you? I'm doing a little bit okay, Mr. Kone. A little bit okay. I'm trying to. I'm still recovering from a bit of malaria that I brought from Liberia. So, but the treatment is going well. So, I'm trying to get back to what I love doing best. But Liberia was not like this. According to the music, Liberia was not like this. Someone want to know why are we to where we are right now. Monrovia was not like this. Even Grand Jide County was not like that. Thank you so much, Jiba. Thank you, and you too. Welcome back on the platform as well. Let me welcome all of you back on the platform. We're going to be back from tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be here. We'll be interviewing the lady, a young woman who actually won the contest. Let me put it as ambassadors, Ebony Ambassadors UK Queen Contest. Nigeria won it last year, and she's supposed to be turning her crown over this year. So we have her on tomorrow. The young woman will be here. We'll be talking about since she won the contest here in the UK to represent Africans. She's originally from Nigeria. She's an outgoing queen, and so we'll be talking about her since she won, what she been up to, what is she up to. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. GMT will be here, and this a beautiful young woman will be with us on this platform at the Max K talk show. Well, Liberia was not like this according to the music, and perhaps the reality can tell as well that indeed Liberia was not like this. Francis Power, good happy New Year to you. I know we follow each other, we keep saying here and there as well. It's great. Please let me just also encourage you, just share the video as well. You can share with somebody. Maybe you may not want to say anything later, but the person who you're going to share the video will want to chip in and call in and make some contribution. But the lines will be open later on. You can call in. We're talking about Bit and Pieces for today. Since we just came on the test. Yeah, I'm still trying to recover from the cold and the small malaria I brought with me. So forgive me a little bit of cough and thing. Just sincerely apologize for that. And so please, you can share the video, and hopefully we can have those that you'll be inviting. If you will not be, maybe you'll be at work, you won't be able to call in, or you'll be watching the show. Maybe that person you inviting to come on the show will be able to call in later, and maybe chip in a little bit. But on the Bit and Pieces today is all about Liberia, and This next week, actually, I will be sharing with you my time I spent in Liberia, the Christmas and the New Year, where I went, who I engaged with, why, what I saw, what my experience, not as being on the internet and hearing things, Family, thank you so much, Mema. Thank you so much as well, and happy New Year to you as well. And so, this next week I will take my time to go through that and share with you, to just encourage you as well that don't sit there. Liberia needs you. The people of Liberia, especially the little children of Liberia, they need you. Don't sit there. Do something positive. Join some kind of a group, some kind of an organization that at least is making a difference in Liberia. Join it. You know, your 1 or 2 cents, support some of those organizations that are on the ground, especially local organizations that are on the ground. Those that you see that they're making difference. They are in the community. I'm begging you, let's join them. We have to get involved. We have to get involved. If you are passionate about your country and you're passionate about Liberia, you want to see the next generation of Liberia to have a future, you got to get involved. Well, if you have the means, but perhaps you want to get involved through joining the government or so, get involved and get in and try to make a difference. If you have to get involved by getting close to an organization or a local organization that's working in the community or so, I'm urging you to get involved. Especially for some of us that we take really long time to go back home. Thank you, Mr. Quillen Jr. Thank you. For some of us that can take long time before going back home. And sometimes we only follow the news, especially social media is here now. In most instances, it's not what you're seeing on social media. Somebody news you're hearing about Liberia is all about it. No. Happy New Year to you, to Miss Smith, to you as well. Let's get involved. To the one is asking in which way. This is it. You might find an organization, an NGO, a local NGO that is involved in education, maybe trying to engage with our young people and educating them on issues, organizing events or so, and maybe educating our children and putting reading programs together for them to come and share also. If you hear of them and you can chip in, get involved. If you hear of an organization that is in the community that is going around the cleaning, they're helping to keep the environment clean, they're helping to keep their community clean, as sanitation, get involved. Liberia needs you. Please. I know we value the money that we're working for, our time we're spending. Maybe we have family members, the family is too huge or so. We need to go on that holiday. We need to have, we need to take our children, our family members somewhere to go and enjoy life or so. But at the same time, do not forget, you have a responsibility to the children of Liberia, those that are coming up. Moses, Happy New Year. Get involved. When you see an organization or so, maybe you see some kind of post about an organization, you come across it on social media, please get in touch with them. Ask them how you can get involved. I came across young people They're trying to make difference. They're trying to actually get. They're trying to create an avenue that somebody, a little child, or maybe that young person can have a future tomorrow. Ask them how you can get involved. Now your $1, your $2 or so will make a huge difference. I know what I'm talking about. Since 2010, I've been running a charity back home on awareness raising or prevention of HIV and AIDS. I've been going to places outside of most of the country. I know what I'm talking about. It's a great need. We have to get involved. I decided to do what I'm doing because I know where I came from. I know how things were. I came from a home that it got to the point that I didn't even realize I was going to graduate from high school. I'm not talking about me reaching to where I am now with 2 BSc degrees or so. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I want to know. And I know what is hunger. That's why sometimes, even when friends are having to message me now on Facebook or so, people don't call, but at least they get to you through other means on social media. When you hear, when you get that message from a friend or a relative, or say, and they just voice out and say, we don't have food in the house. Some of them can be honest and tell you, I haven't eaten rice, because rice is our staple food, right? I haven't eaten rice for 2 days. When you get that message, you know how you feel? Well, depending how you came up, what experience do you have yesterday? When that message hit you, my dear, even if you have to sleep 2-3 days to go with hunger, and you want to, and then you decide to help that person, you will do it. I know 10 years in the midst of the civil war in Liberia, I was right in the city center. I was right behind Ducal Palace, where I grew up, called the Asmo Street, Dusty Road. 10 years as a young man growing up. 10 years I spent in the midst of the civil war. I know so for some of you that were not there by that time, when you heard Elizabeth Blunt, when she used to be reporting that more people in Monrovia are eating just anything, they eating flour, they're eating leaves that they never ever got close to yesterday. Elizabeth Blunt was talking about me. They were talking about us at that time. So I know what hunger is. Thank you, brother Oduwole. One of our Liberians, wonderful songs here in the United Kingdom. Samuel Oduwole. It's great. I don't know. It's an opportunity. I mean, it's a huge opportunity that God has connected us. I respect you so much. Thank you for the love for your country, Liberia, as well. Yeah, brother Samuel Oduwole. You are one of those Liberians that I'm so much proud of as well. You're based here in the UK. Your heart is in Liberia. You're involving yourself in different charitable initiatives that are making difference in Liberia. I respect you so much. Thank you. I thank God for directing me to you. Loretta, strong activist. I'm coming to talk a little bit about the war crime code at the TRC as well. We'll talk about it on this platform. I'm going to be here for the next 2-3 hours. I'll try my best. If my cough gives me a little bit chance, I will stay longer here a little bit. But please do me a favor, just continue to share the video, invite somebody. Maybe that individual inviting, later on they will have an input here. They will call in and see 1 or 2 things. So happy New Year back to you, Lovetta Tube. Strong activist like Liberian mother who wants to see the nation transform for the better of the future of the children of Liberia. I'm drinking herbs. Actually, I made herbs consisting of ginger roots, lime, and honey, which I boiled together, and it's really good because for 3 days ago, my voice wasn't like that. I couldn't say anything. You hear me anyway, or understand me. So I thank God right now. So thank you for the remedy anyway, Madam Tube. And so let me continue to encourage you, please. Get involved in those activities back home. Don't just sit there and be saying things also. The criticism is all right, whether it's constructive or negative or so, it's okay. It's part of our lives. Whether you're hitting high on this government or the George Weah government or not, whether you are appreciating 100% of how they are running the government or not, what I want to encourage you to do is, I want you to fund an organization back home in Liberia, or charitable organization that is making a difference, and get involved with it. When you give that one child an opportunity, through that organization, when you give that one child an opportunity in life, you are making a difference. Yes, you are making a difference. So I'm calling upon you, Liberians, fellow Liberians, especially those of us that are in the diaspora. Please, let me share this with you. Dr. Punjabi. I've shared with you guys some of his work he's doing. This guy was, I think it was a very little boy, 4 years or 3 years or so. His parents left India and he migrated to Liberia. And he started growing up there. But this boy didn't even spend a long time there. Today he's a doctor, let me put it that way. He didn't spend a long time in Liberia. He didn't settle well as a child. And the Civil War came. Well, let me say uncivil war came. And the parents left. They went to the America. Good evening, Amos George. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to you, Amos. Thank you so much, Brother Samuel Oduwale. This guy, when they left Liberia, he and his parents left Liberia, they went to the States. They got asylum, and they were granted. He grew up and went to college. He studied medicine. He became a doctor. This is the guy that did not even grow up in Liberia to know Liberia very well. He was a boy. He was a little boy. Today, Last Mile Health or Last Mile, something like that. This guy funded this organization to give back to Liberia. And his organization is going to villages, remote part of Liberia, the remotest part of Liberia. Places that from one town to another, that sometimes you have to use a canoe for a pregnant woman or sick person, and another person, a child, to be crossed and go and access medication. This guy is doing it. He isn't a Liberian. Imagine. Just a boy. As a boy, he left Liberia. He flew with his parents. And today, this man, this doctor is giving back, Dr. Punjabi is giving back to Liberia. And some of us are still, we have seen, I came across his documentary, I shared it here over and over. And some of us are still sitting on the fence. We're in America there, and this guy is in America there. I don't even know. I've been trying to get hold of him actually. I don't even know how many Liberians that are in the States there that know about what this guy is doing, that are also working along with him. I don't even know. I would love to see. Thank you, Florence. Happy New Year to you as well. I would love to see Liberians being involved in that organization. Whether you are a nurse, whether you are a doctor, whether you are, an IT professional, whatever background you come from, but just because you are a Liberian, I would love for you to search for that organization and be able to be a part of it. Because this guy is giving back to Liberia in a huge way. How many of us that perhaps when we leave from where we are today, we leave from America, we leave from the United Kingdom, we leave from Canada, we leave from Australia, and then we go back home. Maybe we come back home to sit there, to live there now. How many of us would think about helping the Americans, the community that we left back home? No way. No. We wouldn't do it. But this guy left Liberia as a child. He thought of Liberia. He said, no, these people, I have to help them. If he can do it, why not you? So I just want to encourage you. In as much as many of us are not happy the way our leaders have been driving this country, we have to get involved. In one way or another, let's get involved. When you see that organization on social media, you come across it, that they're doing this, they're doing that, they're trying to answer Telewarrior question as to how do we get involved. Your cash is needed, your knowledge as well. For me, like the organization I'm going to launch now in Liberia, I need people who will come with fresh ideas. How we can revamp the educational system in Liberia, how we can help our children education, how we can help the less fortunate to actually reach to their potential. Like I said, yesterday I never imagined that high school certificate I was going to get it anyway. Not only getting it, but getting it, with huge respect behind it. But today, I am somewhere that I never ever thought I was going to be. So this is what giving me the passion. This is what giving me the taste to give back to my country, to give back to my community. Irrespective that I don't have, but even if I can go hungry to help somebody, if I can sleep with hunger today and somebody should eat and go to bed in Liberia, I will be happy to do that. Because I know I will never go hungry here. I will never go to bed. The government here will never allow me to go to bed hungry. No, they won't do it. Working or not working, the government here will not let me go to bed hungry. But it's the other way around in my country. Mr. Doe, Francis Doe, good evening. How are you doing? It's great to see you on the platform. Welcome. Happy New Year as well. Happy New Year to all of you. So please continue. Doe, please help to share the video. Yeah, let's invite people. I'll come in and open the lines later so we can talk. And please feel free to call later on. And so please, let me come to my organization now and appeal to you. I'm going back in April. I just came back from Liberia, Christmas and New Year. I was there, but I'm going back in April by the grace of God. Reason being is that I have unfinished business to do. For many of you, maybe please forgive me. I'm going to repeat this again. I wrote a textbook for second and third graders for the whole of Liberia. This textbook is about the children, their security. It's about them knowing about police and policing. It's about them knowing about bad people and good people. In this textbook, the second and third graders of Liberia will be able to start knowing about some of these entities, especially the Liberian National Police. So the title of the book is Police Officers Are Friends, Not Strangers. The book is complete. Some of you have seen it. But what I am trying now to do is to push for the authority, the Ministry of Education, the government of Liberia, to accept this book and put it in the school curriculum, so that all schools, whether it's in the interior or wherever, can use this particular book for our children, second and third graders. Everything about when the child leaves the house and they are out there, whether they are in the playground, what to be mindful of when they are crossing the road, how to what to be aware of, police and policing, what is it all about. Everything is in this book here for our children to start learning. One of the reasons I wrote this book is because for many years, especially during our time when I was growing up, it got to the point that at a certain time we used to say in Monrovia that when you see, or when your criminal is running after you and you see policemen ahead of you, don't go to them, go back to the criminal. Police brutality was there. Respect was completely lost. I think it is still, because people are still somehow physically standing to face a police officer to fight them. You know, as people are still holding police officers by their shirt or so. I told the wise that this is not a society that we want to continue with. So I decided to write this book. But the only place that I think the youth of today now, we can only talk and educate them. We can teach them through reading, because none of them have time to go read now. So, but I thought that let us start from the bottom. So as the children growing up, reading this book, they will know the value of police. They will know the value of policing. Maybe through reading this book as well, in the future, they can even develop an interest of becoming a police officer. It's done here in the United Kingdom. It's done in the Western world. That our children are taken to different places every day. Police come to their school, they talk to them. Fire service come to their school and talk to them. In Liberia, it's quite different. So I decided to write this book. And now the book is ready. But I'm still fighting that it's not an easy battle as well. Trying to talk to the administration or to the authority to accept this book and put it in the school curriculum. Now, what I decided to do, that in order for me to continue giving back to my community, I want you and me to target helping the less fortunate. To send them to school, pay their school fees. Some of them buy uniforms, buy textbooks for them also. So, sorry for the short break. But I have decided to form a educational foundation, a mining. It's called the Max Kpakio Educational Foundation. Some of you have seen it on social media. Some of you we've reached to you already personally via email, and we ask you to serve on the committee. It doesn't matter which part of the world you are, to serve on the management committee board. So what we are going to do, or this organization is going to do, is to raise funds. put the funds in the organization and be able to sponsor some of those children that we will be getting on scholarship to keep them in school and give them hope for the future. So also the book, the sale of the book, if the book is accepted, for some of you who are also kind of connected with the Ministry of Education, this is I'm sharing with you. If the book is accepted to be part of the national curriculum, that will boost the organization as well. The sale of the book, nothing is coming to my pocket. No. The sale, whatever proceed that will come from this book is going straight in the foundation. And that proceed now we will use it to pay school fees, to pay and buy shoes, buy books, and other uniforms as well. So the people that we are attacking, the communities that we are first of all going to be looking at will be the community, all persons with albinism in Liberia. In Liberia they say, or Africa they say albinos. We're going to target them because why? They are one of those communities that are forgotten, and the children with those skin disease are always bullied to the extent that some of them will leave school. So this particular foundation will be able to, will be looking at or will be helping community, this particular community. The next community will be people with disability, children, especially children with disabilities. We are going to fund them, go to not only Maserati, we go to different counties, be able to find those that are in school, get in touch with their family people, put them on the scholarship, and begin to help them. The stronger the organization will be, the foundation will be, the more help we give in the future. Even when the child finishes with a high school, or so we try hard, we keep them and they finish with high school. If they want to do vocational training or so, we will sponsor them to do vocational training. Maybe some of them will want to do plumbing, they want to do, they want to become an electrician, they want to be computer engineers or so, whatever course or career they will be choosing. Once the organization will be powerful to sponsor, we will do it. We will also maybe extend our appeal outside for foreign scholarships. I'm working on that right now here in the UK. By the grace of God, I'll be talking to a few universities that by the grace of God, on the day of the launch of the foundation, if there are even 2 scholarships, we'll be able to offer to 2 students to come to the UK. But this is it. I'm going back in April because I'm going to first of all officially launch the book, this textbook. Police officers are friends, not strangers. And then we are going to also officially launch the foundation, the educational foundation. So the two things in one. We're looking at May to do this year. So please, for some of you we haven't reached. I'm sharing this story, like what I was saying, that we should get involved in some of the activities to help our people back home. If you are interested, please get in touch with me. You can just inbox me. If you want more detail, we can take it from there when you inbox me, how you can get involved. If you want to offer your services as well, wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are, if you want to offer your services and be on the management board, we'll be very pleased to have you on, because we need people with different skills as well to help us to drive this. So please inbox me if you are interested. Let's push this bandwagon together. Let's continue to make a difference in our community. Thank you so much. We need your help, especially for the launching that coming up. We need your help. We just also launched GoFundMe for this particular drive. If you come across it, please, even if that $1, just pull it in and say this is towards the launching of the foundation and the book. We will highly appreciate you very, very much. The GoFundMe is already there. Eric, Francis Doe, Amos George, all of you are on board already. Samuel Duwali, already on board. Thank you so much. Please, if you come across this particular GoFundMe appeal, join us. Let's do this together. Thank you. Once again, Happy New Year. Just trying testing the equipment. Hopefully we're coming up. We'll be coming back tomorrow. From tomorrow, I'm feeling really, really good now. With programs, and we'll come back tomorrow with programs also on the Max Kpakio Talk Show. We're going to start that tomorrow. But let's get to some of the issue. Let's listen to President George Weah. I will talk a little bit about ULA, the Union of Liberian Association in the Americas. I'm one of those that stay calling on ULA to officially apologize to the people of Liberia for the organization's role in the 14-year civil crisis in Liberia. According to Mr. Charles Taylor, which you will hear his voice again, the MPFL, the National Patriotic Front of Liberia, was given birth in ULA. And at the time, Mr. Charles Taylor himself was the leader of ULA. In the Western world, such as that organization, where the stage we are now, or far behind then, they should have come up, whichever administration that been coming in, they should have come up and issue a statement and openly apologize to the people of Liberia for the role ULA played in the 14-year civil crisis. And I am still calling on them. If you truly know, if you truly love this country, as a Liberian, those of you, I'm talking to the leadership of ULA right now, and you care for this nation, we want you to do us a due diligence. Do us justice. I don't care the leadership now, whatever role you played during the Civil War. I don't care whether you were part of any other warring factions within Liberia. That's not what I'm after. But what I'm after, I want you, the leadership of ULA at present, to come out, write a statement, a press statement that you will send to Liberia. You go and circulate across the newspapers and radio stations in Liberia and publicly apologize to the people of Liberia for ULA's position during the planning and the execution of the war in Liberia. You owed us. You owe this nation. And I'm the only person that came up with this. Since last year, I've been talking about it. And I will continue to talk about it. I will continue to ask you guys to do yourself a favor and humbly handle this issue. You owe us, and you must do it. Apologize to the people of Liberia for ULA's position in the planning and the execution of the 14 years madness that took place in Liberia. Mr. Charles Taylor was the leader of ULA at the time, and majority of the leadership of ULA, including Tom Owoye, all planned the madness that took place in our land. This will continue to follow the leadership of Europe. Time in, time out. Leadership in, leadership out. It will continue to follow you people unless you come out with a statement. Don't be afraid. You're not indicting yourself. Maybe if there was some of you guys are thinking, you are not indicting yourselves. But you need to wake up and do yourself a due diligence. You owe this nation. And you have to do it. Let's listen a little bit to the inaugural speech. I promise you, I think next week Saturday, we're coming up with a program. It will be a 4-hour program every Saturday, where we'll be profiling the CDC-led government under the 1-year period. And this one will be a discussion for you, me, and all of us. You call in and give your position as to how you feel about the government. Give your grading. How much will you grade them for everything that they are doing also. We might be able to take it bit by bit, whether it's infrastructure or the economy and think. But next week Saturday we're going to start that, and it will run for 4 weeks, every weekend, because they are in the CDC-led government is in her anniversary period. So it's better we go back. We start from where we were and we get to where we are right now, and we talk about it. Maybe some of you people have brilliant ideas to share. Some of you have a brilliant pieces of advice to give to the government. The best thing that we all can do is, since we are not part, or maybe we are so far away, is to give suggestions, meaningful suggestions. Not when they're criticizing, but when you criticize and you suggest the way forward, that's the best way. So we'll give you the opportunity here. Hopefully we'll be, time after time, we'll be inviting some of them within the government to come on the platform here and also share with us those achievements that they can actually voice out. But let's listen to the president during the inaugural address.
To all our citizens and international guests, we thank you for coming. I have spent many years of my life in stadiums, but today is a feeling like no other. I'm overwhelmed with the crowd and the energy here today, and I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. The tens of thousands of Liberians here today, and many more in our community across the country who are listening, gathered together around radios in the Palava Hut. It is to you we are responsible to deliver the change you deserve. Indeed, we must deliver the change that our people need in order to transform our lives for the better. I promise to do everything in my power to be the agent of positive change, but I cannot do it alone. First, I call upon the revealed institution that hosts us today and from which the Vice President and I come, the legislative, our co-equal branch of government, to work with me to create and pass essential laws that are needed to complete the foundation of this nation. Together, we owe our citizens clarity on fundamental issues such as the land beneath their feet, freedom of speech, and how national resources and responsibility are going to be shifted from this capital to the county. The people expect better cooperation and more action from their government. We can do better together.
All right. That's the voice of the President of Liberia, His Excellency George Weah, during the inauguration. As you know, this is a month of January, the anniversary month. So we just trying to go back a little bit to listen. But to be very frank with you, this speech delivered on the inauguration day was well written. It was well written and was well read by the president. The speech was well written and well read by the president. You know, but I would like to put the conjunction there, but the interpretation of the speech, which has to do with physical examples, is what I'm having a problem with. Let me go back again. Listen to what the president said.
My fellow citizens, I am humble and thankful for the trust and hope you have put in me. I am filled with joy and proud to see so many friends across the world join us in celebrating what is truly an historic moment for our country. To all our citizens and international guests, we thank you for coming. I have spent many years of my life in stadiums, but today is a feeling like no other. I'm overwhelmed with the crowd and the energy here today, and I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy.
You know, that's the beginning of the speech. I love this part. This is the part that talks about, in my own analysis, Liberianization policy. Liberians first. We all, because that day, you were referring to that day, because every Liberian that day, irrespective of wherever they were, we were one. We were one. And so for the president to have said that we were wearing one jersey, one particular we were in a uniformity form, he was right. Whether you voted for him or not, whether you liked him or not, but that day you sat very silent to listen to him. So we were under one voice. And so when he said that we were wearing a uniform that day, all of us, one uniform that day, he was right. But is there of a reality on the ground? Like I said, this speech, to be honest with you, I gave it 100% as it was written. as it was read by the president 100%. He read it adequately in a way that each and every one of us can understand or understood it better that day. But this is it. It's not about the talk. It's not about what is written and what we're reading to the people. It's about the interpretation of what we are reading. That represents us. That stands out to the people. Next week, Saturday, we'll be here. We'll be inviting we'll try to be inviting some officials of government, because from next Saturday, we'll go on for maybe 4 weeks or 5 weeks or so. As we are into the anniversary of the CDC-led government, we have to microscope it and profile the government as well, and analyze whatever achievement so far. The opportunity will be there for you to call in and give your 1 or 2 cents. But I just gave you a gist of how things will be like. We will definitely go into this speech. Each time I'll have somebody here as a special guest analyst. We'll go in the speech, we'll play it, and we'll ask the guest analyst to help us to analyze it and link the speech to the reality of today. Whether indeed the 12 months ago, the speech is matching with what is happening on the ground. That's what we're going to do next week, Saturday. All right. Like I said, bit and pieces tonight. Let's take a short musical break. Let me welcome to you Seku Kalasko, Special Aid to the President. Welcome to the platform. Happy New Year to you, brother. It's great to see you here as well. I know we met briefly, but not really meeting in a way we're supposed to meet, because I had a camera with me, but at the watch night we were seated, but because I was quite busy with the camera, we couldn't even have a word or so. And so sad I came back, we didn't have a talk. But hopefully, if I come back in April, brother Kalasko will try and meet, maybe and drink some coffee together. I tie it together. But welcome on the platform, my brother. It's great to see you here. Let's take a short musical break. We'll come back. We're going to the issue I was talking about Eula, and we hear from Mr. Charles Taylor, formerly at The Hague. What did he say about Eula and the MPFL?
We were not let
All right, for those of you that are just joining, let me say again, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. It's great to see you here. And let me say happy New Year to all of you. We've been on holiday, we're just coming back. Especially if you're on this platform for the first time, welcome. And you always welcome as well to be here. But happy New Year to all of you. We're just we're just testing the equipment because we'll be on holiday for a long time. Because hopefully by tomorrow afternoon we'll be here on the Max Kpakio talk show. We'll be interviewing the Queen, outgoing Queen here in the United Kingdom, representing Africa, especially Nigeria. She will be our guest tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. GMT. So just activate your follow me icon so that the moment I'm on, Facebook will send you notification that I'm on, so you can watch it. Welcome to the show. All right, we just talked about a little bit about the president and the inauguration and how we will be dealing with, we'll be profiling the CDC-led government from next Saturday, next weekend. We'll be going into the speech, we'll be analyzing it, we'll be linking and matching the speech with the reality of what is happening today. It's 12 months ago. Every word counts, and so we will be going words by words from the president's speech to match it with the reality on the ground. That's next week, Saturday. By the grace of God, we'll be having, every time I will be here, I make sure I'll have an analyst to be here. We'll be able to analyze the speech as well and link it to the reality of today. I told you at the beginning as well, I talked a little bit about ULA, the Union of Liberian Association in the Americas. This organization, I think started way 1970 something, 79 or so. The whole aim of the organization, like how it is, I mean, a lot of organizations now across, or Liberian organizations across the world are doing, including ours here in the UK. Mary Jackson, welcome. Eve as well. Eve Cartoon, welcome as well. It's great to see you on the platform. Thank you. ULA is an umbrella organization for all the Liberian chapters across the United Kingdom. Thank you, my brother. Happy New Year, Jackson. Mr. Chancellor once served as the leader, the president for ULA. Tom Wee was also an executive of ULA. Probably Tony King as well, one of the names that we heard. And some of the guys that actually planned the MPFL. They were all part of EULA. So MPFL was giving birth. MPFL were giving birth right in EULA, in America. These are Liberians that left Liberia, that went and settled in the States, that came together. They say they want to help their country. These are the Liberians that thought, they say, well, it's better we come together under one umbrella so we can help our country. We can help our communities back home. We can engage the government. We can advise the governments as how to affect change that will reflect on the people. They had a brilliant ideas. They came off together and they started working together. This is a same EULA using the leadership to plan MPFL and plunge us into 14 years anarchy. Lincoln, Happy New Year to you and all of the guys there at the radio station there in Ghana City. It's great that you're on the platform. By the grace of God, we're getting involved in the project that we're doing, so you can come to Monrovia on the day of the launch of the Max Kpakio Educational Foundation. We send you guys invitation to at least one person can come and be part of it. These are the guys that said that let us come together and help our country. So this is the help they carry to Liberia. They wage war on us. They collected money, they raised money to put men in the bush to buy arms and ammunition and wage war on us. But let's go to Mr. Chancellor. Let's hear from him.
To take care of this Liberian problem, and upon returning, we entered the program.
And how long were you intending to go to Liberia for at that stage?
Oh, a very short time. It was not intended to be long. We went in January, but it ended up longer than we anticipated.
And it's whilst there on that trip, was it, bearing in mind what you've told us earlier, that you got married to Tupia?
That is correct.
We'll come to the details of that a little later. But help us with this. You mentioned an organization of Liberians with which you were involved. What was the name of that organization?
It was called the Union of Liberian Associations in the Americas. ULAA, EULA.
And when was that organization founded?
In 1972.
And were you involved in the process of founding the organization?
That is correct. I was one of the founders of the organization.
And what was the objective of the organization?
By the time I get to the United States in 72, there are approximately 70,000 Liberians in the United States. They have local organizations called chapters throughout the United States. I saw a need, along with others, to bring those chapters together in order for us to have an impact on the political scene in Liberia. I realized that we had to come together and not stay disorganized, speaking with different voices.
Come together for what?
In order to make to influence change in Liberia. They were all trying to influence changes in Liberia.
What kind of change?
Political change, democratic change, peaceful political democratic change. And remember that we are coming out of the top money era. We are now newly entering the Talbot era. And so there's an opportunity now to try to influence the process. And that's the whole engagement at this time.
And tell me, what position or positions did you hold within the organization?
I finally became the chairman of the entire organization, the chairman.
And how was the organization set up? Help us with the hierarchy, the internal structure.
Each state had its own chapter and its own president.
And were you ever the president of a chapter?
Yes, I served as the president of a chapter.
Which chapter?
The Massachusetts chapter.
And for how long did you serve in that role?
I was president for about 3 years.
And then you were telling us about the structure of ULAA.
Mm-hmm. Now, what ULA became was an umbrella organization that all of the chapters subscribed to. And each chapter would elect individuals to represent that chapter to a national umbrella organization. And that organization itself would then elect its leadership that would be the head of the entire organization, including the branches.
And did you ever fill that role?
Yes, I was the national chairman.
And was that following an election process, nomination, or what?
An election process. Within the umbrella organization, it works similar to, I would say, how maybe the European Parliament works. You have the member states, they elect individuals, send them to this organization, that organization elects its leadership.
And when did you become the leader of the ULAA?
In 1979, I took over the chairmanship of the union.
And was the ULAA limited to the United States?
What we say of the Americas, Canada was also included. So that's what we say, the organization of the Americas, that included Canada.
And tell me, did the organization have any kind of influence in Liberia?
Oh, we could not be ignored, I put it that way. We first started making an impact, I would really say, around the time of my chairmanship because of the unfortunate situation that occurred. I was just, it could have been anyone as chairman at the time, but an unfortunate situation occurred and then some prominence developed as of that time in 1979.
And what was the unfortunate situation?
We had some problems in Monrovia where some people got killed, and I was presiding over a board meeting in Washington, D.C., and the news reached us that several unarmed Liberians had been killed on the streets of Monrovia. They were peacefully demonstrating because of the price of rice.
We'll come back to that in a moment. But for now, let's go back to the organization, ULAA. Help us with some of the other individuals who were involved with the organization at the time you were chair.
Oh, we had several of them. We have at least 5 of the individuals that worked extremely closely with me. We have Blamo Nelson, that's B-L-A-M, I think it's O-H, Blamo. It's a crew name, Blamo Nelson, normal N-E-L-S-O-N. He's presently a senator in Liberia. We had an individual called Nyondue Mokomena Now, I apologize. I really don't know how to spell Mokomna, but we're going to have to find out this. And Nyondwe, and that's Yundueh. Nyondwe. It's purely a crew name, Nyondwe Mokomna. We have Joseph Gibro of the Crown ethnic group. That's Gbero, Gibro. We have another Stephen Joe. By the way, Nyondwe Mokomna eventually became Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia. We also had Tom Woweiyu, that's spelled W-O-W-E-I-Y-U, Tom Woweiyu. These were all senior people. We also have another Bai Bala, that's B-A-I, and the last name is spelled G-B-A-L-A, Bai Bala. We also had another individual called Moses Duopu, D-U-O-P-U, Duopu. These are all Liberians and many more that were involved with the Union at that particular time at various high levels.
Now, how was the ULAA funded?
Chapters contributed to the umbrella organization.
And were officials of the organization paid?
No. No. We were
And
not paid.
as chair of the organization, were you based in any particular place?
I was still based in Boston, but it involved a lot of travel, so I was always on the move.
And who paid for the travel?
Oh, I had to pay for it myself.
Okay, guys. All right. I raised an issue about EULA, and I thought that you should hear from Mr. Chancellor himself, because up to now, EULA isn't playing the role it's supposed to play. And I will keep reminding them that EULA, you have a responsibility to behave well. You owe this nation. You owe this nation an apology, and I'm not going to relent. I started last year. I will continue to ask you, even if the leadership that was in last year is going out this year, the new leadership that coming up, so long you are under the name EULA, I will keep reminding you that you owe this nation an apology. MPFL was given birth in EULA. You heard from Mr. Taylor just now. All of the executive members of EULA, they all became powerful sponsors of the MPFL. You heard from Mr. Taylor that you guys came together to affect change in Liberia. Change that way, transform Liberia. But this is how? "14 years civil on civil war. 14 years madness. Fighting nobody else but ourselves. Killing nobody else but your fellow Liberians. And you sat there, you say you love your nation. In other countries, even the very, very country you are in, the United States of America, when the people are angry with one government that is in power, you know very, very well what they do. They will register in masses and they will go and change that government. You failed us. You never encouraged the people of Liberia to go out and stand, to go out and register to vote, to go out and stand in the queue, to go and cast their vote. You never did that. You look for money and pay people and put them in bushes and destroy the fabric of our society. That's why Yula did. That's why Yula did. And even if I was in America, but now I will not even go closer to Yula, to be honest with you. Until you can come out and apologize to the people of Liberia for the role that Yula played in the 14 years madness that took place in Liberia. Unless you do that. If I were in America, I will not support you. I will not even go close to your activities. Leadership in, leadership out. If you don't do this, I won't do it. We know how people can affect, the way, even right now, the way, I don't know how they call him, Donald Trump is going with his leadership also. If the American people really, really tired and they say, well, you know why, this is not good. We gave him the opportunity. He didn't do what. They are not going to look for men to put in the bush to come to fight war in America. No. No. More people will come in the next election. The more people will come out and cast their vote to kick him out. That's why the civilized people do. And you gotta live in the civilized world. And then you're taking war from there, carrying it to your people. Look at where the country is now. Some of you never been home for 30 years. You've never been home. You don't even know how the people are surviving back home. Some of you took all of your family people. Some of you don't have a relative there. You only have your property there that you're renting, that you're living on. Every day the government wire the money. The NGO wire the money to your bank account in America, in Canada, in US, in Europe. You don't go home. You don't even consider Liberia to be your country. You plunge this nation into anarchy, complete total anarchy. And you forgot about this nation. You don't care for us. You don't care for this nation. You don't care for the children. You corrupted the nation yesterday. You built those big, big mansions. Today, even the government is still renting from some of you people. None of your family is there. Every day, every month, every year, millions of dollars is leaving leaving Liberia and going to America in your account. Some of you don't even work in America. You get mansions there. There was some, I've heard of some mansions that Liberians are owned there. And when you enter there, you don't even tell whether it's owned by a Liberian. You'll get your property back home. NGOs are renting from you. Government stay renting from you. That's it. When they care, you care about this nation. You don't visit. You don't talk anything about any change. All you know, at the end of the month, at the end of the 12-month period, the government will wire your money. The NGO will wire your money to your account. You live in life. You live in large. You live in large. You don't even work. Some of you only maybe want to work to say, yeah, let me be part of the Social Security in America so that when I retired, I can get, I can get some pension benefit or so. But some of you don't even need to work. Some of you that we are renting these buildings from, you don't even need to work. You don't need to. We know this. So many properties. Some of those Liberians, they left 30, 40 years ago. They will never go to Liberia. But every day the money going into their accounts for their properties. Yesterday you said you love this nation. One family will build some kind of big mansion. You love the nation. One day you were in power. You never cared to build a ministry for this government, for this Republic of Liberia. You stay long in government. You never care Your parents never cared yesterday to even build a small house to say this is a ministry of health, this is a ministry of education, this is a ministry of gender and children protection, this is a ministry of whatsoever it is. But rather you build your own houses. And you build them hugely. So that in the future, you use the same building to rent. You're serving in the government. And then you use the same building for the government to rent from you. Today you left the nation. The nation is in ruin. But you are not. Because government is still renting from you. The nation is in ruin. But you are not. NGOs are still renting your property. You don't care about Liberia. You don't want to know about Liberia. All you want to know is your money should go in your account at the end of 6 months period. Your money should go in your account annually from Liberia. This is sad for some of us who are passionate about the nation, who want to see the children of this nation to have future. It is so sad when you go in Liberia, you interact with people, you meet people, you mingle with people, you ask questions, you meet some elders, and they explain things to you. Sometimes you just feel a crying, that maybe crying will sort it out. So many people are so wicked to this nation. You don't love this nation. They pretend. That's why for me, I engage with some of the lawmakers. There's a need. We need to get out of those buildings. Let's build our own ministry. Thank God that the past government I think about 8 ministerial. The ministerial complex is almost done. Thanks to our Chinese friends, bringing Congo Town there. At least. Let's give their properties back and we begin to have something for Liberia. We can't continue to pay to be paying rent to people who are not in the country. The money is not even in the country for it to generate, to move around, for it to even make our economy powerful. No, the money is taken out of the country. This is what hurting me most. If I get a property right now in Liberia, and I live in Liberia, the money is paid in Liberia, and I am using that money in Liberia for business or whatsoever, that money is being, circulated in Liberia. It's been somehow helping the Liberian people. But we take millions of dollars every year and wear it to somebody in America, to somebody in Australia, to somebody who said that my relative building here, the government is renting. Please. I'm not going to call you that, some of you people, lawmakers that I met, but please, do something. You're representing this nation. You'll help us. That ministerial complex. Like I said, thank God to the Chinese people, our friends. I can't wait for those buildings that we are renting. We've been renting for ages, from 1847. Yes, we've been renting those buildings for individuals, from family people, some kind of group of family people. We've been renting those buildings from them. I can't wait that those buildings in the next 6 months that we empty them and move in the ministerial complex. And let's see what they're going to do with it. The former Ministry of Education, where Mrs. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was living as a student or so. Today what happened? It's in Rome. Because Liberia got out of it. Owned by family. Owned by an individual. Sitting somewhere, way in America. From nothing, we're paying rent. We're paying rent to these people. The people say they love the nation. How can you love the nation? How can you love the people of Liberia? when you don't even care about them, when you don't even go to visit them, when you don't even reside there, when your money is so good to be spent there, then you say you love the nation? How can you love the nation that all these years you've been to power, you've been in and out of the power? Then one day you didn't think about building a ministry, put a building together and say, this is the ministry of so. But rather you get your buildings, you communicate, you get your buildings, and you entangle the government and say, look, we have to rent this building. We can't build another building. Let's rent this for this ministry, for that agency, for whatsoever is for that department also. You've corrupted this nation for so long. Corrupted this nation for so long. I think it's enough now. And I'll repeat again, I can't wait. I can't wait for those ministries that will be moving to the ministerial complex, especially if they're moving out of those buildings that we are renting. I am so happy. I will be celebrating. All that money we've been spending, paying the rents. People sitting down, putting their legs on sofas. They only do maybe 20 hours of work, 20 hours a week work in America. They only do the work because they want to be part of the, they want to contribute to their pension scheme in America. So that when they retire tomorrow, the state can give them some pension money. That's all. But some of them, they don't even have to work. Let me be very honest with you. Some of those people that we've been renting from, the government of Liberia been renting from, honestly, they do not need a job in America or wherever they live in. They don't need it. I have a story about a certain family, Liberian family in America, some part of America. The brothers were telling me they went to look for this property. It has to do with legal issue also. They went to look for the family. When they enter, according to them, when they enter the fence, the mansion they saw there in America, the other brother say, I almost cried for Liberia. That person sitting there in a mansion getting money from Liberia, wiring money every year. 12-month period, boom, millions of dollars gone. In a way, let me say thanks to Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for that project. Thanks to the Chinese. Once we can move into that ministerial complex. Those ministries that we've been renting, we get them out of there, those agencies, and put them in the ministerial complex. I will be happy. I will be celebrating. I think enough is enough now for this nation. We're too old to be to where we are as a nation. We are too very, very old to be to where we are. Many countries that we've given birth to. I'm talking about Liberia. Many countries that we've given birth to. We can't even go close to them now, infrastructurally. We can't even go to them. Economically, we can't. We can't even go to them. When we're talking about tourism aspect, you can't. And the people continue to fool us. They say they love the nation. You love the nation. One day you can go home. One day you don't visit Liberia. One day you don't do anything. You don't get involved with charitable initiative that making difference in Liberia. You don't get involved in anything. All you do is put your legs up on your sofa into wherever you are, and your money is wired to you because the government of Liberia is paying rent to you for a building that you built out of our money. A building that you put together out of our money. You put those buildings together from the covers of Liberia. You're forgetting that? Now the same people are paying you double on those buildings. But let's see. Maybe 10 years from now, let's see. If this government continue with what Mrs. Johnson Sirleaf left as far as these buildings are concerned, let's see 10 years from now. Let's see 10 years from now. If the CDC-led government, actually, in the next 3, 4, 5 years, if the CDC-led government happen to continue with the trend and say, well, you know what, let's get out of those buildings that we're renting. Yes, we got a ministerial complex. Let's see how many ministries are going there. How many more ministries and agencies that we are still renting buildings from individuals or family people, and get them out of there. In the next 5 years, if we do that, and let's see how many NGOs that will be affordable, that will afford, an NGO that will afford to go and rent the whole building of how they call it, the former Ministry of Education on Broad Street. Let's see how many, which NGO that will go and perhaps rent the building of the Ministry of Education currently. Even the former Ministry of Gender and Children Protection is in us. It's not owned by us. Right now is the seat of the National Disaster Management Agency of Liberia, right on Randall Street there. Let's see if we get out of there. Let's see how they will continue to rape us intelligently. Our own money they used yesterday, they stay using us. And our leaders too, they've been coming in. They can't even think. Yes, I was a young man when we started hearing that though President the late Samuel Kanyado was putting infrastructure together to relocate some of the ministries or agencies or so. And people said that it was the wrong thing. The same people are the same people. The same people. The day they're causing trouble. They don't want the children. The real children, let me put it that way. The real children are supposed to benefit from the cover of Liberia, from the state. They don't want to see them being educated. First of all, they don't even want to see them going to school to be educated. But they want their children to be educated. Some of them would never stand. They're born in the diaspora. They would never step to Liberia, but by the time they reach maybe 30, 35, 40, they finish getting 1 or 2 degrees. They're going back home. They say they're going to get a job. The country that you don't know nothing about. The country that you have no history about. The country that you don't even know how the people survive there. You don't even know how the children go to school. You don't even know that some of the children are sitting on the floor to start their ABCs. You don't even know that people are going to bed with hunger. You don't even know. Then tomorrow you just get ready, boom. Somebody appoint you as some kind of minister. Then here you waking up, you packing your bundle and you going to work there as minister. How will the nation move forward? That person, you think 100% they are 100% it will help Liberia? No way. No way. 100%? No way. So thank you, China. Our dear friend. Even though I get a problem with you, but thank you for the ministerial complex. I don't know much about the project, except I'm seeing the buildings up. I don't know how we're paying for it. I don't know whether it's loan. I don't know whether it's grant. It was built on grants purpose. I have no clue about that. It's something that we also need to find out as well. Is it something that we're going to be paying for the next 40 years? Paying the Chinese people for the ministerial complex? I have no idea yet. You can ask whosoever you know. You can also ask them questions as well with respect to these buildings. How we got it? Are we indebted to China? Or did they do the project for us free of charge, that we don't have to pay nothing back? Because my understanding is that the buildings are very modernized to the extent that every aspect in those buildings, everything that we'll be using in those buildings will be equivalent to some of the buildings in the Western world. So meaning toilets, everything will be kind of a magical in terms of flushing your toilet or so, yeah. Lighting, like the lights will be kind of economical. Light consumption will be economical as well. Doors will be electric. Many of the doors. I understand that lifts are in some of the ministries, if not all. I visited there. I was trying to gain an access to the building or to the compound, but they said due to health and safety, they were not allowing any other person. Tanya, welcome. Happy New Year to you. We came on a test broadcast. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully by the grace of God, at 3 o'clock. And so, you, me, plus every one of us, we have the right to ask questions. Let us engage our lawmakers and ask them questions about those buildings. Whether we are owing the Chinese, is it the Chinese government, or is it just a friendship organization that building it? So we want to know, do we have a cost to pay in the near future? How much is it? Also, I think we have the right to know. So wherever you are, if you know of anybody or so that you can engage and ask them the question, ask them so you can be educated on it. Thank you. Well, that's how actually I'm going to end the discussion tonight. At least to kickstart, I am back. The holiday is over. I am back testing the equipment. By the grace of God, tomorrow by 3 p.m. I will be back here on the Max Kpakio talk show with an interview. But please, before I let you go, please join us on this initiative and support the Max Kpakio Educational Foundation. We are going to launch the textbook and the organization this May. So please join in whichever part of the world you are. We're looking for people with different skills to come on the management board. Nowadays people can have meetings, cyber meeting. They just connect to other means of social media, and you can have meeting also. So Don't say because you're not in Liberia. Because myself, I'm still residing in the UK, but the organization will be based in Liberia. We'll be running it there. So we're looking for volunteers to join us on a management board. We're also looking for volunteers to help us to organize this particular launch of the book and the organization itself in May. If you see the GoFundMe on social media, please, we need your $1, just $1 we need from you, so that we can reach the target that we need to have the program in May. We're anticipating inviting lots of prominent citizens in Liberia and other NGOs that are on the ground, especially specifically working on education, to come that day and grace the occasion. So please inbox me if you are interested, or if you see the GoFundMe on Facebook, please make your contribution to join this process, so we can all give back to our community. Liberia needs you. You might have a brilliant idea, or maybe you don't know where to start, or maybe because of some other engagements or so, you may not have the time. But not only my initiative, my organization or so, any other Liberian initiative that you see on the ground that you think you can get involved and help, please, let's get involved. Change can only come when we get involved. If you put $1 in that organization tomorrow, and one child is given a scholarship, even up to a high school level, you have transformed a life and a nation. That's my appeal to you. I want to say thank you so much this evening, this afternoon, or this morning, depending on your time there, for sitting here quietly and listening to me. And thanks to all of you who shared the video as well, for inviting other people. I appreciate you so much, and this is why I love all of you. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon, like I said, by 3 o'clock, with the special edition of the Max Kpakio Talk Show. But from my end, I want to wish you all happy New Year. I may 2019 be a year of prosperity for you and your entire family. Whatever you plans, let God bless your plans as well. I love you all. I love the Republic of Liberia. Bye bye from my end.
Patricia.